Let's talk a little bit about miles per gallon problems. Some sixth graders may not be comfortable with this concept yet, so let's talk about it before we bring in the algebra. So, miles per gallon. What is this talking about? Well, adults find this very important because gas is expensive. And also, they need to know how far they're going to be able to go if they're on a trip before stopping for gas. Because if I go up through the middle of Idaho, there's not just a gas station every mile. Sometimes it's 80 or 90 miles or longer between gas stations. So I have to know how far I'm going to be able to go on the number of miles in my gas tank. So in order to look at that, we can have this bar model. This is going to show us how far we can go. That's the end. That is the total number. The total number is how far we go. And the first part is how far I can go in 1 gallon and then times the number of gallons. So when we look at this, we can think of it like this. How far I'm going to go on 1 gallon on 1 times the number of gallons is going to equal how far we go. For example, Caleb has been thinking it'd be really great to get a little motor scooter. And they get a lot of miles per gallon. Let's say the one he was looking at got 30 miles per gallon. Well, the motor scooter does not have a very big gas tank. Let's say it can only hold 2 gallons of gas. Well, 30 times the 2 gallons would equal 60 miles. So he could go 60 miles on a tank of his 2 gallons of gas because he gets 30 miles per gallon. So let's say that he was traveling on the road and he actually went 70 miles. That was his total. And he did 70 miles on his 2 gallons of gas. And he wants to find out how far he went on 1 gallon. This is that unit problem again. Well, you can look here and you can see miles per gallon, gallon, and miles. Our units are going to give us a little clue. So if we're wanting to know how many miles per gallon, we know that we have to put miles on the top and we have to put gallons on the bottom. Well, he had a 2-gallon gas tank. So if we simplify, we'll find the miles per gallon. So 70 divided by 2 is 35. 35 miles per gallon if he was on the open road and not having to stop in traffic. So if we look back up here, we can think through this again. So I have how far I went on 1 gallon in each of my boxes. I have times my number of gallons to equal my miles. That's what I did right here. How far on 1 gallon times my gallon equal my miles. If I have my number of miles, which I did on this other part, I can divide it by my gallons to get my miles per gallon, how far I go on in 1 gallon. If I have my other number, my miles, and I have my miles per gallon, then I can find out how many gallons. So if you think about it this way, you're going to have 2 out of 3 of your numbers, and you're solving for your third number. And that will help you out a lot. Now, sometimes we're going to have one of our numbers actually be a variable. So if they told me you went you went, let's say M miles, and you had 3 gallons of gas that you used in M miles, well, that's fine. You just put that variable in place of your number, and it's no problem at all. And then you put your miles per gallon out here. I hope that helps.